You know what I did, don't you? Forgot to press the live. Oh, wow. Right. I'll go back up camera. Okay, yeah. So I am here, guys. You know what I forgot to do? Press the live. I'm sitting here talking away to myself, modeling away to myself. So anyway, we'll start again. Welcome. So yeah, we're here back on with the Takom 1350 dry dock, and yeah, we're going to go for about an hour, hour and a half. So so anyway, on the left-hand corner of the screen, you'll see a QR code. That's for the PPN. So if you're not a member of the PPN, just press on that QR code, not press on it. You know what I mean? Get your phone, you know, and send a request to join. We do PPM on a Wednesday, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. And also we have a gallery. So, like I said, I've been sitting here talking away to myself and modelling away to myself without realising that I hadn't pressed the live. I'm live now. Oh wow, must have been at least 20 minutes, at least. So we're going to go down camera. So I'm going to be here for about an hour, hour and a half at maximum. So there was no countdown, no nothing. And yeah, what a performance. So yes. So I'm going to have to start the chat all over again. So we've got Apple in, and he says, hello, Lindsay. Well, that was a close thing. Went to the clinic and was crossing the street with a female pulled out in her car and almost knocked me down. Luckily, there were police close by that saw it. Well, you're very lucky there, mate. Mr. Mark's Mod says, cool, another live stream. Afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Mark and Apple. Apple says hi, Mark. Mark says hi, Apple. Sprue and Glue says hi, Lindsay in chat. Hello there, Sprue. Welcome in. Mark's Mod says hi, Sprue. How are you keeping? Apple says hi there, Sprue. Still breathing, I see. Ron Hetman's in, and he says hi, Lindsay, and all in chat. Hello there, Ron. Nice to see you. Apple says it's Uncle Ronnie, the pizza man. It's Uncle Ronnie, the Greg's man. Following Ghost says hi, guys. Hello there, Following Ghost. Ghost, nice to see you. Apple says hi, Ghost. We've got Mr. Fluffy Rex in. He says, hello, peoples. Lindsay. Hello there, Dorker. How you doing, mate? Following Ghost says hi, Apple. Apple says, Fluffy Rex, William, how do? Dorker says hi, Apple. Mark's Mod says hi, Ghost. Hi, Dorker. Dorker says, I hope Lindsay is okay. Yeah, it's because I haven't pressed the live like a retard. So Apple says maybe Roxy dropped a super stink bomb and he has had to clear the house. Now that would be a really brilliant excuse, wouldn't it? Sprue and Goo says Lindsay's carrier has turned up late. She did turn up late and all. I made a comment there, said I am here. Mark's Hobbies says no. Welcome in, Mark's Hobbies. Static's in, he's in as well, and he says, here we go. Hello there, Static. Nice to see you. Static says, coffee mug filled, all fired up. Cool. Static says, yay. Sprue and Glue says, ouch. Yeah, ouch. Mark's Mod says, yes, I've just checked and you are live, Lindsay. Cool. Sprue and Glue says, is Lindsay going live? Laugh out loud. Apple says, hi, Static. Wow. What a performance, isn't it? So, it's been a while since I've done that. It's because the carer was here. She was distracting me. So, yeah, I'll blame her. So, what we're doing, we are putting these pipes on. These. There's two each side. I did some of these last night, and I was way over halfway with them. So just finishing those off. We'll get those done. So yeah. So I'll just go and get another one. Okie dokie. I thought it was only Terry could do things like that. But no. Right. Never mind. Not to worry. At least I'm here now. I'm here. I'm just drilling these a little bit further in because the holes are not quite deep enough. So Apple says, see folks, old age does not come by itself. Shown by the bacon boss. Yeah. Bit of the old dementia moment there. Definitely. So, right. I need another sprue. So I did a whole one talking to myself. Yeah. It's a good job we didn't do the whole stream like that. It was only when Dorcas says, I hope Lindsay's okay, that I realised something was wrong. And I'm going, yeah, I'm okay. And that's I thought, well, I better write in the chat, see what's going on. And then I looked up, and I saw I wasn't live. I'd pressed the countdown, but I hadn't done anything else. It's because the carer was here as well, talking to me. But never mind. Hey. So I hope you all are having a good day and you've got some nice weather where you are. It's nice here. It's sunny. Well, it's kind of sunny. The sun keeps popping its head out of the clouds. But it is a little bit cold. The wind's a little bit cold because it's a little bit breezy here. So, yes. Yeah, exactly. They seek in here, they seek in there. They're having a look for him everywhere. Only me. Only me. There you go. Not to worry. So we've got 7 people in. Ooh, that's one of those. Nice. So I thought I would make an appearance because I know I haven't been about very much at the moment. So the PPM group, for those who's watching in the background, PPM stands for Peterborough Plastic Modelling Group, which is a Facebook group, which is a plastic model building group. And we do part works in there. So if you're into part works, you're quite welcome. Trained people are quite welcome too, but we only allow you to show your scenery, static photos and stuff like that. We don't allow running trains. So if you're into all that kind of stuff, then yeah, go to the QR code and yeah, copy it, send a request to the group, and we'll see about getting you a membership. So like I said, if we don't know you, you will be vetted before we allow you to join. Just to make sure you're kosher. Mark's Mod says he was spending some romantic time with 7 of 9. Yeah. I wish. She's my kind of gal. Raggy's still on holiday with her. Okay, Flip Dip's in. Hello there, Flip Dip. Nice to see you too, my man. Nice to see you. And he says, good afternoon, Lindsay. Dry dock. Yes, Mark's Mod says, hi, Flip. Mark says, notice he was not sure about the QR code on the screen Wednesday evening and now has it on his screen. Some of my ideas work, I think. We'll soon find out, won't we? Following Ghost says, had to step away. Hi again, everyone. Welcome back. Mark's Mod says, hi, Ghost. Flip Dip says, no, Apple says, hi, Flip Dip. Flip Dip says, hi, Mark. So, yeah. So, do you guys have any second hobbies besides building plastic or whatever it is? Anything else you're into? Kind of sports or anything like that? Or fishing or, you know what I mean? Any kind of second hobbies. But keep it clean, guys. Flip Dip says hi, Apple. Flip Dip says hi, following. Following says hi, Apple, Mark, Sprue, Flip Dip, and Static. I did enjoy your video, Static, of your photo etch series. I'm looking forward to what else you put on there, actually. Static says, thanks. Next episode is prepping. Is it preppings? Static says, as for hobbies, PC gaming. Cool. Yeah, I've got a gamer. What kind of games do you play then, Static? I used to play games, a bit of gaming a few years ago, but that was before kind of online stuff, you know. Flip Dip says, running, boxing, guitar, true crime, and anything 1980s. Cool. Static says, got hooked on Hearts of Iron 4 again. World War II Grand Strategy. It was on Steam sale, so oh, cool. See? Just going to mute my mic. Okay, I'm back. Apple says, as for other hobbies, PS5, Nintendo, Switch games, cooking, and trying to stay healthy. Cool. Nice. Very, very nice. I know quite a few men who like to do cooking. My oldest brother, he used to do a lot of cooking. Following Ghost says, I guess the censor didn't like my post again. Try and go around it, mate. Try and word it some other way. Okay. Try again with the tweezers. If not, I'll do it with my bloody hands. Apple says it's either cook to stay alive or eat TV dinners continually, which is boring and not nutritious. No. I find a lot of microwave meals are not very nutritious, but they're very handy just to pop in the microwave. I sometimes do that when I'm here on my own, like I have been this week. But last night I did have a super McDonald's last night, and the burger, God, I could hardly fit it in my mouth. It was that big. Me and my sister sat there eating a McDonald's. She popped over and saw me last night. Following Ghost says, draw and paint wildlife and pets. Write guitar. Oh, you write as well, and you play the guitar. Something, fles, cook and fish. Cool. Very nice. Very good. So, guys, what's your three B's? What's in belly? What's your choice of beverage? What's on bench? If you're doing anything. Me, I had a nice cooked breakfast this morning. I cooked myself, being a naughty boy while my daughter was away. I had 2 eggs, 2 bacon, and tinned tomatoes, and also 2 rounds of bread and butter with a nice cup of tea. As on the bench, you know what I've got here, which is the Takom dried hop. So what about you guys? Oh, right, okay. Following Ghost says every fles is what it doesn't like. Okay. Yeah. Static says belly, pasta, beverage, espresso, bench, Kirov and Karishma. Karishma. I probably butchered that, but yeah. Yeah. I used to play the guitar a few years ago until my hands got really bad, and then I don't play it anymore. I gave it to my son because my son used to play in a band. I used to have two guitars, electric acoustic and electric guitar, lead guitar. I gave them both to him because I couldn't play them anymore because of my hands. It's a shame, really, because I used to enjoy playing it. It's been a while since my son's played his guitar as well, because he doesn't play in the band no more, because he just total work commitments. Following guy says bacon, coffee, bench, the space station, and refinery. Cool. Yeah, I'll wait for you to finish that Kirov static. We'll see what it looks like when it's finished, because quite like the look of it. I might even buy it myself, actually. Inspiring the old mad dog. Apple says belly was cheese sarnies with Lee Perrins sauce, cranberry juice, coffee. No bench as yet, but I have orcs need primings. Nice. Static says 90% done. I hope that I'll install the final railings pieces tonight. After that, minor repairs and some mild weathering, and she's done. Cool. Looking forward to it. Following Ghost says, I haven't really played since I got sick. I have 5 guitars and I built 3 of them. Cool. Very nice. It's nice to build your own guitar. Cost a lot to have them made. If you want a personalised one, absolute fortune. There's 6 people in, so we dropped 3, don't we? Enjoying the live stream, guys. Don't forget to put the thumbs up. So do apologise for the mistake earlier on, not pressing that live. Talking away there. Talking to myself like a blank. Blankety blank. Because if I've got nobody else on panel with me, they'd be ripping me right now. come on. That's it. Yeah, so the old dry dock is kind of growing now. It's getting bigger. And more parts, and more parts, and more parts. I shall do another update, maybe next week. Okay, so that's another one. So we've got some pipes on there, just there, as you can see. That one and that one. Same width to the side. Okay, Flyingo says it was okay, but not something I wanted to keep building. I built 3-string fretless and a 4-string and a 4-string lap steel, all from scratch, not kits. Cool. Apple says so far, so good, boss. Cool. Thank you. Look at the old tea because it's going cold. They always say drink cold tea, it puts hairs on your chest, but it didn't do much for me. So, Apple says, oh my God, Hamish is back, complete with a new bed, feeding bowls, and Celia is changing our bed, as I'm not allowed to lift anything over 5 kilo. Ooh. Yeah, he was on about they were coming back. Nice. In the autumn, guys, if anybody's interested on the PPM, you can do a little bit of a group build. No good doing it through the summer because summertime it's very, very quiet for groups. So we'll do it in the autumn, running up to the Christmas. So if anybody's interested, I'm going to do a group build. I shall discuss with my admins on what is going to be. So if anybody's interested, I shan't be taking part personally, but it will be there for the members. So I've got enough on my hands at the moment. Static says, I'm in. Good lad, good lad. Yeah, it'll run from the autumn till up to Christmas. So you'll have quite a while to build. In America, it's called the fall. So, Flip Dip says, I don't think your legs are level. I'll level, Lindsay. No. My head's not level, let alone my legs flipped it. He says you got a wobble on, vibration going on. Yeah, that's my chair. It's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Apple says depends on when my next op happens, as it could be 6 months down the line. Well, just see how it goes, Apple. You know. Yeah, should give you a start date and finish date. I know they can be a bit, group builds can be a bit demanding sometimes because you're on like a time limit. So, I had in mind anything that's built has to be in a diorama. Don't have to go overboard, just so it's presentable. Don't have to do a huge whacking thing, you know, something that's not going to take that long to build. Okay. Did I drill those holes? I think I did. Bingo. Fair. Would have been longer than that if I'd have pressed the light button. Would have been going about an hour now, I think. That's me later getting to the shops. Mind you, Roxy's sleeping at the moment anyway. So I don't take her with me because somebody will steal her around here. It'll be off with my dog. She'll soon find a way home though. She gets to escape. Okie dokie. Right. Apple says I fancy building a derelict cityscape diorama with orc space walls and fighting over. Well, that sounds really cool, Apple. That does. Sounds a good idea. Static says I have a couple of ideas in mind for a diorama. Static says either a grim dark one or a watery one. Depends if I can find the proper kits for them. Dorcas says, later, Lindsay, I've got to go and do some shopping. Unfortunately, it's just groceries. You all have a good evening, sir. See you later. Bye, Dorcas. Take care, buddy. Have a good day. So, yeah. There will be a prize for the winner. Apple says, take care, Dorker. Okay, so that's that one done. Static says, last week I tested the urban myth about Tamiya airbrush cleaner used as extra thin cement substitute, and it works. Yes, it does work. Yeah, I've tried it myself. Oops, a bit a little too far on there. Static says, I asked for that stuff at my local hobby shop. The owner's face turned purple. Laugh out loud. Did he turn all shades of colour, Static? Might get all these done. before I leave. Right. Don't want that one. I've started stocking up on glues. All I've got to do now is stock up on my paints because I can see a lockdown coming in the UK. Over this meningitis thing. Apple says Chuck Norris has died at the age of 86. Oh, wow. I see that on Facebook. And sometimes you can't believe what you see on Facebook. So, Static says, nah, he turned into an undead overlord. Wow. So, stock up with your glues and paints, guys. Apple says, I heard it on my local radio station news, not on Facebook. Oh, see, there you go then. Must be true then if it was on your local radio station. Okay, one more to do. Right on the end one now. Yeah, well prepared. I'm going to get well prepared this time in case it does happen. Because me and my friend Stephen Crike, we had a job to get hold of Tamiya Extra Thin. We was hunting for days and days on these websites. And Stephen managed to find one supplier that had quite a bit. So we stocked up on it. Run out of glue, can you? Got the old dreadnoughts in there. There you go. Gonna have to get back onto that for a little while. Get some more videos out. Got it all covered up in a plastic bag. Keep dust off it. Don't want it to end up like the Graf Zeppelin did. Covered in dust. Static says Tamiya putty seems to disappear lately. Has anyone tried Mr. Hobby putty? No, I haven't. No, I haven't, I'm afraid. I think it's a design, actually, this, because if they do lock us down, it'll be right on the elections, which they don't want. All right, it's a designer. Bits tonight, blank. At least one thing with this kit, you get plenty of spares, which is a good thing. Static says a couple of lockdowns and your stash will be obliterated. Bring it on, I say. Yeah. I think during the last lockdown, I think I only built about 3 or 4 kits, I think. I hope they don't do it, actually, because it's going to not be very good for me, because I've got to have a tumour removed out of my lung, and it's supposed to be happening in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So I hope it doesn't happen, otherwise I'm not going to get it, which won't be very good. Yay. Still got 6 people in. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. I imagine there's quite a few people watching in background as well. Come on. Sit in there. No, I've got one sat right beside me, mate. I've took them out the holder, so I don't have to keep reaching over the desk. But Sprue made me a holder, and it's also got where I can put my paintbrushes and everything in as well. But I haven't got a lot of room on my bench, so that's why I took them out. No, I've already got one, Mark. And I've already got one for my decal solution ones as well. Mark's Mod says for you. for you. Thank you very much anyway for offering, but I do have one, mate. I'm going to invest in a new whole bench. So one that sits a little bit wider, a little bit longer. But I need one with at least 5 sets of drawers in it. So I can't just go out and buy any old bench, you know. It's got to have 5 sets of drawers, at least. Do I need a special drawer for ragging? Yeah, one that's got a padlock on it. He's like the animal from what do you call it, from the Muppets. Here we go. That's that one done. Apple says, not me, static. By then I use Vallejo putty as it has a longer, slimmer nozzle for tighter areas. Static says I use Vallejo putty too, Apple. It's brilliant. Sometimes I need something to bite into the plastic. When I do any filling, I use the 2 parts with the resin and hardener. That's what I use. But I had thought about sending for some of that Vallejo putty, see what it's like. But, seems as though there's some good recommendations there with static over it. Come on, get in there. 7 people in. Although this is lots of parts, repetitive, but it's not as many parts as what I have been putting on. So this I can cope with. Have to blame that sprue and glue, really. It's his fault. I'll chuck him under the bus. I haven't took this thing off my bench at all. That's how much I'm engrossed in it. It's challenging. It's not boring, but kind of boring sometimes, but it's challenging, if you know what I mean. And I do like a challenge. I couldn't go back to building basic kits, if you know what I mean. Not really. I know I'm doing that German small half-track thing, but and I will get these others finished. The Jupiter. But I want to get this to the priming stage, if you know what I mean. So still got a lot of work on the build to get it to that stage. Okay, so that is all those done. Now I've got to leave these alone until they're dry. So okay. So we'll have a little look what's next on agenda. Get these kind of marked off. Apple says, dear Santa Marcus, Lindsay needs Jules' apron to stop him losing tiny bits to the carpet monster. I asked him last year, but I don't think he heard me, Apple. Okay, so that's all them ones, that one, and that one, and that one. So that's that whole stage done, the whole stage. So we don't want to go too far in front because I've done these. So got these A's and B's on. These are for end caps. These ones, so they're done. I haven't put the railing round the bottom of these yet because I'm still handling it a lot and I don't want to end up crushing them. I can say we've more or less done this bit here, except for those railings. Now I've seen some photographs where there, the railings are actually two bars. There's a middle bar and a top bar, and on these we've only got single bars. So I've got C23 and TPC8s to do, and TPC9s. Those are both photo etch. One's it's the handles for the guns, and the little wheel, and the shield. That's just plastic, that part. These C14s, they are frigging nightmare. Bloody nightmare. I've still got all them to do yet. Little lights that come down. You can hardly see them. You just can't pick them up with your fingers properly, and you can't pick them up with a pair of tweezers because they're that small. And I've tried a wax pencil, and that just don't work either. So I've got to find a way around to getting them on. And I've got these C2s to do. I have marked it off here, but I know I haven't put these on. These are the lamps, top lamps. So I've still got those to do. And it looks as though we'll be getting into another stage where I start building. I mean, the cranes are half built. I don't have to touch them for a while. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to glue these sides on yet, but what I'll do, I shall glue all these bottom platforms together, because there is on these there is a piece that goes in between them. If I can find it. Which is in stage 9, which should be in stage probably 6, which is TPC3s, which are like a piece of photo etch that actually sits in between these parts here when you get this glued together. So what I'm going to do when I've finished building all these other parts, which I've got some buildings to make now, which are the TPB4 x8s. They go on both sides. They've got to have brackets underneath them as well, which are these TPC2s x16 each side. And I've got some ladders to make as well, photo etch ladders to put in. And also I've got to put these platforms in TPB B1 x9s, 9 each, all the way along that way and all along down this side. They're just like platforms, and they have like ladders going up, which are these ladders here. These TPA2 x10 each side, which is going to be bloody interesting. And then you've got more. Then you've got these ones, the TPD2s. Now these are the ones I showed you, or probably in stage video 1, I think it was, or video 2, where I have to build photo etch bend all the top part, which is the building, and then I have to fold all these sides together for the cage, if you know what I mean. So I've got exactly 4 of those to do. I think it's 4. I think there's actually 2 per side, which is going to be interesting. And then I've got all these other buildings here. They go all along here. These are all photo etch, so I've got to photo etch bend all those, which I should use my photo etch bender to do them. And then I will finish doing this part before I finish these cranes, which is doing these overtop walkways, these photo etch walkways that rotate in and out. Whether they will or not, I don't know. There's supposed to be like a hinge here. It's a plastic hinge. There's actually two where it actually sits, and traps it together. And it just shows you how to make those on those. So I would say basically we're probably just under halfway at the moment, under halfway through the build, which is not bad really, considering I thought it would take probably about 25 videos or something like that. But I think it's going to take less than that for this actual dry dock itself. But then I've got to build the ship as well. But there is a lot of photo etch ladders and railings to go on this side, and plus this side as well, in between these buildings. So yeah. So it should look pretty good when it's done, hopefully. So we're going to call it for this session, guys. Static says IGM railings are great for ad hoc 2-bar railings. Okay. Static says try blue tack at the tip of the cocktail stick. I could do. Following Ghost says good stream, Lindsay. Thank you very much. So I'm going to go back up camera. The trouble is, you know what blue tack's like if it gets with super glue. Completely melts the blue tack. So I've tried that. So anyway, thank you very much, guys, for coming in. It's much appreciated. There's not much more I can do now until all those are dry. And then I've got to work out my next plan of action. As you can see, I've got quite a few options here. Yeah, so we'll just punt the PPM again. There's a QR code at the top here on the left-hand side of the screen. Just take your phone up to that or your device. And if you want to join, yeah, just send a request. And we'll see about getting you a membership. You must be a modeler of some kind. When will I be back? What's today? Today is Friday, isn't it? Mark, are you up for a stream on Sunday? Static says, thanks, Lindsay. A lot better spirit than last stream. See you, everyone. Yeah. Apple said, remember to add a sticker that states press live button, Lindsay. Yeah. I'll have to have it on the side here, won't I? Press that live. It won't be till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Mark. So, yeah. See you all soon. Bye-bye for now. Till the next episode. Laters. Bye-bye.